Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Bhagya and I'm a medical graduate currently uh, on a break taking because of the COVID, and since I have a lot of break now, since our exams have been postponed for like next 4 months, I thought of like upping up my reading game. So as you know about the title, we are gonna talk about my May TBR and also a small reading journal video. I mean, what I use. I'm really new with the reading journal thing. I just started this year and I'm still learning, but I just wanted to show you how my thoughts are gonna be and how I want to make it. So let's get started. Before going into the TBR, let me just tell you what my journal is. So this is the journal which I bought from Factory Notes like uh, 4 to 5 months back, and it's a dot grid journal. I wanted to try like new places for my journal notebook, and this is pretty good. Not like it does blot a little bit, but it's really good for just writing stuff on it. So I already made my, what do we say, if you can see, this is my front cover for the book, and just let me know if you want to see like an overview of how my reading journal from the beginning looks like. I have a few trackers packed in here. I haven't like read for the whole March or April. I wasn't doing much. I think I read one book in April and none in March. I tried to, but it didn't happen. So I read Norwegian Wood, but it's beyond my words. I'm not really good at reviewing yet. I'm still beginning to learn about it. So let's get into my journal setup and then we'll talk about the TBR. So this is the book with its simple cover, and I haven't like used much of my trackers. So let's get started. The first two pages I decided to make a quote page on the left and the May cover page with the TBR list on the right. So again, I'm using my basic stationery which I have at home since it's lockdown being started again in our country here, in our place here. I decided that let's just keep it to the basics. I'm using a little normal gel pen here for the black and a few of my Uniball color pens which I already have. So if you don't have Uniball, you can just like use any of the color pens or even sketch pens to do this. And the quote is, "Reading is dreaming with open eyes," and I really liked it. It's really simple, but it actually resonates everything, and with the books I'm reading now, they just really feel dreamy. So well, and also with the calligraphy thing, I'm just keeping it really simple so that it doesn't overburden me. Like it has to feel fun, but at the same time also have to feel good. And I added a little bit of books in down there. I thought of making an open book kind of a doodle, but then I decided let's just make a simple stacks of book like kind of a doodle, because it's just 3 blocks in a single place. So, and I added some tiny little daisies. I've been like really into these daisies these days. If you remember, if you have watched my previous videos, I think my March theme was all about daisies. So I just added a few daisies and some color to it, and there goes my code page. And coming to the cover page, last night I tried out this new thing, like adding those leaves and all to the shape, to make it into a shape. I don't know what we call it exactly yet now, but I tried it and it really came out well. So I'm just adding it here. I am just making the capital M with all the flowers and leaves in there, and keeping it simple. And for the theme, one is I thought of making these leaves and flowers of daisies as the theme, and two is I wanted to add some of those papers, random colored papers to this, so that it can look a bit unique and different and not like just everything else. So So this is a book which I made long back, like 4 years back, I guess, about all my bucket list and all the things, all the super duper things that I wanted to do. I did a few, but I didn't usually update it. But it has some really good papers in it, like different kinds of papers, because I wanted it to be something like a scrap journal kind of thing. So I'm just using those papers in here, like it's just like using some scrap from my scrapbook. I'm gonna add another paper. I'm just trying out which one works with this. And I also bought 2 washi tapes last month, and I'm really happy that they just go very well with this theme. They are flower themed, and so that really came in handy, which never does for me in case of washi tapes, because I buy very random washi tapes that they never go with the themes I make. So I didn't write the whole TBR in here because I wanted it to be something unrevealed in here. So, well, the next page is a page tracker. I never did this, but I thought of doing it for this month. Like, since I'm reading every single day, I wanted to track how many pages I'm gonna read every day and see how it goes on a daily basis. And to keep up with the theme, instead of making like straight borders, I added up these small flowers and the leaves in there, and I used 2 different colors for that, and my normal black as a page tracker thing. And I really liked how it turned out. And the next page is the favorite quote page. Since I read Norwegian food, I realized that I do have some quotes from different books which I might like at some point of time while I was reading. So I wanted this page dedicated to those quotes, not everything of them, but a few ones which stand out and which like really make a difference in me. So earlier, again, I'm using this little scrapbook part of thing in here, adding out the papers, but turned out that I pronounced it the favorite part really bad, so I had to like add up another piece of paper in that to cover it up. And I just wanted this to be really simple, not to overdo myself here, so that the quotes actually stand out. And in order to complete the whole spread, I added a small flowers at the top and bottom so that it just doesn't look so left out. This next page is the favorite book of the month, and since I'm reading a lot of books, I thought I might need this in order to like make that one book which stands out from all the other books which I'm reading this month. And the way it turned out, I really liked it. I added a few of the questions which I want to write down, while answer them while I decide the book I want to be standing out. I want it to be my favorite book. To complete the theme, I added up a little more leaves and flowers in order to like keep up with the theme we are making in here. and on the right it's just the reviews of all the books I'm gonna do. My reviews are like not single page, it just some are like only to 5 to 6 lines, but some goes about like pages and pages, so I don't want to restrict anything for a single page here, so I just left it with reviews alone. So this is the final spread of how it looks. Just let me know if you love it. I really love it. I never made an effort to make a monthly spread for myself, but this is the first time I'm doing it and it came out really well, isn't it? So that is all for the journal. I just hope you like it, and do let me know if you want me to make more of the reading journal and the normal bullet journal kind of videos. I would love to make them. And so my TBR, I actually logged a few things in here. Like for every month I wanted to read one memo, one from an Indian author, one audiobook or a Kindle, because instead of like only the physical books, I wanted to explore those audiobooks too. And one non-fiction, one classic is if possible, and one short story. So one thing I want to say is that most of my books are like what do we say, they are mostly the fiction ones, so I really wanted to give more importance to the non-fiction and also to the Indian authors, because most of them, I have very few Indian authors. I think one is from Arundhati Roy, which I'm gonna read this month, and I have few of them, like literally very few, less than 5 books from the Indian author, so I wanted to explore that too. This was when at the beginning of the year which I made, so I wanted to, so the current TBR is like 7 or 8 books. It's pretty ambitious, I know, because seeing that I read just one book in the last month, but I wanted to explore. So these are the books here in bag, so let's just start with what are the books I want to read. So the first book is Rebecca by Daphne D. Maurer, and it's a gothic mystery. And if you can see, I have already started reading this. I'm almost like half of the book into it, and I must say I have heard about this book mostly in the September and October part last year. I think mostly because it was the Halloween time and people were more into the gothic fiction then, and I was very much intrigued based on the plot, because it's about a girl, a woman who comes into this place called Manderley and finds out about her husband's ex-wife who was supposedly dead. And this, it's since it's gothic mystery, you just have to like understand that there's something dreadly thing going. I read Mexican Gothic last year and it was so good. I was so into, like, I wanted to read Rebecca for a long time, and since I have very less studying part this month, I thought maybe this would be the best time, and I'm already into it. I think I might complete it in like 2 days and I will let you know how is it. So this is the first book I want to read for this month. The next book is Big Magic. This is the non-fiction quota of my month, which is by Elizabeth Gilbert, who also wrote Eat, Pray and Love. I already have that book in my shelf, but I still have to read it. But I thought of reading this before because this is the only non-fiction I have, and I'm really, I mean, the one thing that's coming into my mind is that you should concentrate on buying the non-fiction and getting those non-fiction and the Indian authors books. So, well, this book is about bringing up the creativity in you, like bringing that big magic which you have in you, which you already have in you, in order to like getting that out of yourself. I think I'm already into this. I just also started this. I'm reading this in the mornings after my like normal yoga which I do, and just read it for like 15 to 20 minutes every day, because it's non-fiction. It just doesn't go very much easily into me. So, well, this is the second book. So those are the 2 books which I planned for the beginning of the month, and the rest of the books are according to the list which I have read to you in the beginning. So for the Indian author, I chose The God of Small Things by Arundhati Roy, and honestly, I don't know anything about this. I just heard the name and it's really good, and that it's really good. So I wanted to really read it and know what it is. And since it's Indian author, I wanted definitely to read this. And there's not much of the blurb in here too. But yeah, so it's the winner of the Booker Prize. So, well, this is the third book I wanted to read. The next is I always wanted to read those memoirs. Since I'm just a beginner, I don't read much of the books. I thought that memoirs might be not my thing, but I wanted to read some of them. And so I started this The Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank. I don't know if you can see it. So this is the book. I started reading this like in February, but it wasn't going well. I don't know, I was interested, but because I was so much pressured about my exams, I couldn't complete it. But since I am halfway in 9, I'm already 90 pages in it, I thought this would be the good one to like add it into my reading list, like while before I'm sleeping, just read one chapter or one day of her diary and know about it. And I also feel like since I was halfway into it, till now it was just childish, but I think it's gonna be getting intense, or because of all those rule and all those things that were Germans are going through, the whatever she is going through. So yeah, well, this is the book. And the next one is the audiobook, and this is another memoir by Michelle Obama, which is Becoming. And I also started this listening in my March, but then I stopped in between, but I'm thinking of completing it. This I usually listen to when I'm doing my yoga in the morning or cooking for myself in the evening. Well, audiobooks is I mean, though they are very helpful in doing multitasking, I'm not very good with that in some situations. So well, that's one audiobook I'm gonna read for this month. So if you remember me saying that I read Norwegian Wood in April, the one book that Toru always says is about The Great Gatsby. And so I decided for my classic version of the month, I thought of reading The Great Gatsby. I actually started it once. I read like a few pages and it was so tough for me. This was when I was just starting to read. This was the first book, I guess, which I ordered after starting reading, because it was the most talked about and I wanted to, but then I didn't know that it might be a quite tough to get into it. But now I think I can be able to get into it, so this is the other book that I want to read. And last but not least, I must tell you, this was my most anticipated read for the year. I was waiting for this since 2020 because it was released in other parts of the world already in 2020, but in India it was released in like January 2021, and I pre-ordered this book. And this was the most talked book. I have never heard even one bad review about this book. Everyone loved it, and everyone has to say all these good things about this book that I definitely wanted to read. And it's The House of Cerulean Sea. And I'm so really happy that I have this physical copy and not just like the audiobook, because this was my, I think this will be my most prized possession of 2021. Maybe this would be my most favorite read, but I'm really scared that since I have so much of hope and expectations on this might not go well, but I'm sure that this will definitely go well. I'll definitely let you know how is it. Just look at the book cover, how beautiful it is, right? So I just really waited for this to read. Why I didn't read when this book came, because I wasn't in a good mood to read. I was in my hustle for my studying, so I thought May would be the best time to, since I don't have much of the things to juggle, I think this would be the best time to like read this book, enjoy this book, and be so happy. And also cry my heart out. It says that the ending is gonna be really emotional, so I'm really waiting for this, because the one book I got very emotional to is The Stationery Shop at Tehran, and nothing after that. So I'm really waiting for this book. So that's it guys for today. I tried this video to be really different, to like not just make the TBR book, but also to make my journal, because that's what me more about, because everyone makes TBRs, but journaling is the main thing for me. So I just thought of making that. Do let me know if you like these kinds of videos and you want me to make this reading journal for the month along with the TBR kind of videos, because I would love to do that, and thank you for following me. If you like the video, do like, share and subscribe, and comment down below what your favorite part of this, what is your favorite book, or whatever books you want to recommend me, because as I'm saying, I'm a beginner and I love to explore different kinds of genres. And do let me know whatever your favorite books are, or if you have any recommendations for me. And all my social handles are in the description below. Do try to join it, and I have a store of all the journals and planners I use, and I think they're pretty affordable, so you can like check them out. And I have a small opening for the Mother's Day, and also a customization slots available for like 4 or 5 days. They're really limited slots, so if you want to like have something customized for your notebooks, for your notebook covers or journal covers, do let me know, do ping me, or do let me know in the comment section below. And do subscribe to my channel. So there's a lot of thing I'm saying here, and I'm really excited actually for doing all the different things here. So thank you for joining me, guys. Have a great day, have a wonderful weekend, and we'll meet you again in next Thursday. Till then, take care. Bye bye.